What's up? Welcome to your Self-Helpless snack, where we give you a little taste of the Self-Helpless podcast with a mini episode. If you want to dive deeper into this topic, you can find the full episode linked in this episode's description. I know that for me, anytime I have felt threatened, in person anyway, with like a stranger or something, I immediately go into like nice girl mode where I'm trying to be very friendly and polite, hoping that that will save me in some way, or I'll be able to remove myself. It was just kind of a default. I didn't know what else to do. Is that a good way to handle it? Is there something better? I don't know.
There's a way that predators get you to stop. And of course, they're going to start out being polite. So, excuse me. Oh, and you seem like the very polite kind that would say, oh, hi, what do you need? Okay. We don't always have to stop for the whim of a stranger. Oh, somebody needs directions. Oh, okay, that's my job. It's not your job. They're not going to report you because you kept going and hey, that lady didn't stop and give me directions.
What's your favorite? Excuse me, miss?
Yes. Excuse me, miss? Oh, I mean, we've said this to friends of ours and they said, yeah, I hear that. I would ask, what do they need? Why? Why do you have to ask what they need?
So great.
You're not the world's Swiss Army knife.
No. And what happens is, right, it closes the gap of you stopping and them coming closer. So now, if they wanted to grab your purse, which we've had a friend happen to, they excused themselves, surprised her in a bank parking lot and grabbed her purse, and the fight was on because she was surprised and she was like, oh, hi. Well, he must have been a little new at it. He like fumbled after the excuse me, miss, and she said, yes. And there was that delay of a wait and then the fight for the purse. And then she realized, hey, this isn't a pleasant thing. So, when you hear that, this is not your friend. Excuse me is not your friend, and you don't need to do anything.
It's so good for women to keep this in mind that we've been conditioned to be people pleasers, and it's not our freaking job to take care of everybody around us.
No.
I think for me in the past, I thought, well, if I'm nice, then maybe they won't attack me or something but if I'm kind of rude or cold or I don't respond, that might add fuel to their fire to like come get me or something. But it makes sense that the closer that you get, the easier it is for them to do something. And, maybe by you just keeping on walking, they're going to be like, oh, it's just, I'll get something that might be easier or something, like kind of letting you go. It's going to have to be like my new default, I feel like.
Your safety intuition lets you know when something is off. So let's say you're in an elevator and you're by yourself and a guy walks in. Here's what we do. We walk out. Now, Joy and I will handle this differently. Joy will just walk out. I will pretend that I just got a phone call and I'm taking that phone call. Oh. So I think it depends on the situation. And I think that we know what to do. It is just to decide at any given situation what the right thing is.
When you're in an elevator, you really don't know this person. You smile and you look over, but you really don't know. So why put yourself in a box where nobody's going to hear you? You don't know this person, and anybody could hit the stop button, and now you're stuck between floors. Even if which my tools are, even if you have pepper spray, I don't think you want to be in an elevator after you sprayed pepper spray. Right. So now you're in a situation where I've had to spray pepper spray and I'm stuck. So yeah, some of the tools I carry and say you should carry, are pepper spray, a small flashlight, and I mean one of those metal flashlights that have a very strong beam, and it's about that big, fits in the palm of your hand. You can wrap the cord around it. So this way you can use it during the day or at night on strobe mode, and it distracts the person, especially right in their eyes, like pepper spray. So anything to the face, they're going to immediately be distracted, and that's your getaway. And my third fail-safe one is the tactical pen. So at one end is the glass break, and then It's a regular pen, and it is practically indestructible. So it can break glass, it can hurt. So, I mean, it's great just as a stab. You're going to stab somebody in the arm, they're going to let go. And it's a pen, and it's very sleek enough, no matter what you're wearing, to keep it handy. And that's another thing is if you're going to have anything, and I know plenty of women carry nothing, and the time to carry something or have something is before you need it. If you never use it, that's wonderful. But also another thing, what if it's not you? What if it's somebody else or somebody you're with? At least you know that, oh, I got this in my purse. Another thing is when you're home alone, two things is one, just because somebody knocks on the door, I don't care if you know all your neighbors in the apartment building or your house or your block, somebody knocks on the door, that doesn't mean you need to open it unless you physically know that it's your friend. But other than that, what is it? Oh, package. Oh, hi, I'm selling. I don't have to open the door, and I won't. Too many assaults and murders have occurred just by being pleasant enough to open the door. Oh, selling candy. Okay, sometimes, I don't think they don't, but they do. They use children, and then the adult is waiting nearby to breach the door. The other thing is sometimes what they do at night is they'll just knock on the door or make a loud noise outside. So they think you're going to go outside and look. Okay, not a good idea. If you need to, you can call the police and say, I just heard the loudest crash. I'm not going outside to look.
Right.
That's all. Don't go. That's what they want you to do. We've had that in our area where they actually the police put an alert out and said, be aware of this. It's a way to get in. You've opened the door. The other thing is your car window. Your car window, like your front door, is already closed. You don't need to open that to speak to anyone.
Yeah.
So you could speak through it. So keep your car window closed when you're speaking to strangers. Stay safe.
Thank you for tuning in to Self-Helpless. You can find our brand new merch, Patreon community, and other fun goodies at selfhelplesspodcast.com. We'd be thrilled if you left an Apple Podcast review, shared this episode with a friend, or post about it on Instagram and tag us at Self-Helpless Podcast so we could repost you and say hi. As an independently produced show, we sincerely appreciate your support. Thanks, everybody.